Well, for more, let's cross to correspondent Jasper Mortimer. Jasper, this had been in the works for a while, this meeting.
Yes, certainly. They had been planning on getting Putin and Erdogan together for about 2 months now. Today's meeting was basically to explore ways of reviving the grain deal that collapsed in July. Turkey has proposals on how Ukraine and Russia can both export their grain through the Black Sea, which is controlled by Russia's Black Sea Fleet. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres sent his proposals on how to revive the deal to the Kremlin this week. But today, the Russian foreign minister, who was meeting with his Turkish counterpart in Moscow, Sergei Lavrov, said he had seen nothing to persuade Russia to return to the deal. However, Lavrov doesn't have the last word. That belongs to Putin. And Putin will be meeting Erdogan in Sochi on Monday. And so, today's meeting was basically to prepare for the Sochi meeting. There's one other element in this, and that is since the deal collapsed in July, Russia has repeatedly attacked, bombed with missiles, Ukraine's grain infrastructure, its ports, its grain storage silos around those ports. And that looks as if Russia is not really interested in allowing Ukraine to export its grain again. However, against that, if Russia continues to thwart this deal, it will bear the protests of the rest of the world, because the collapse of the deal has already pushed up the price of wheat. And if the grain deal is not revived, the wheat price will go higher, and that will hurt Russia's allies in the third world.
Yeah, and ever since that grain deal collapsed, there's just generally been more fighting in the Black Sea between Ukraine and Russia. How tense is it, and how does Turkey stand on all that?
Well, Turkey is independent of it, but its navy is not strong enough to provide an escort for grain ships leaving Ukrainian ports. The Russian Navy is strong enough to attack those ships in Ukrainian waters. So everything does depend on getting a deal renewed. So far, 3 ships have left Ukraine and have managed to go through to cross the Black Sea and enter Turkey. One was a Turkish ship. That was the only ship that was stopped and inspected by Russian forces. They landed, a helicopter landed on the Turkish ship and inspected the ship and then allowed it to pass. But so far there has been no real test, in the sense that no grain carrying ship has left Ukraine and gone down the western side of the Black Sea, hugging the coasts of Bulgaria and Romania before entering Turkish waters. That would be a real test of how much Russia plans to intervene and stop Ukraine opening its own grain corridor for shipping.
Jasper Mortimer, many thanks for that update.